I told you that the small piece of plastic in your wallet is designed to keep you in debt? Not accidentally, not by mistake, but by design. Every swipe you make, every reward you earn, every minimum payment you choose, it's all part of a system. And by the end of this video, you might never look at your credit card the same way again. A few years ago, getting a credit card felt like a milestone, a symbol of adulthood, freedom, power. Suddenly, you could buy things without checking your bank balance. A new phone? Swipe. Dinner at a fancy restaurant? Swipe. Impulse shopping at 2 a.m.? Swipe. It felt like money, without the pain of spending it. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Credit cards don't make you rich. They make you feel rich. And that feeling is where the trap begins. The psychology trap. Let's start with something most people never think about. Credit cards are not just financial tools. They are psychological tools. In behavioral science, there's a concept called positive reinforcement. It's how animals are trained. You give a reward to encourage repeated behavior. A dog gets a treat for sitting, a monkey gets a banana for performing. And you get cash back, reward points, travel miles. Every time you swipe your card, your brain gets a small dopamine hit. It feels like you're winning. But here's the twist. Studies have shown that people spend 12% to 18% more when using credit cards compared to cash. Why? Because you don't feel the loss immediately. When you pay cash, your brain registers pain. When you swipe a card, it doesn't. So you spend more without even realizing it. The illusion of wealth. Think about this. Why does swiping a card feel different from handing over cash? Because it creates an illusion that you can afford more than you actually can. You walk into a store with $100 in cash, you'll think twice before spending it. But with a credit card, your limit might be $2,000 or $5,000. Suddenly, your spending behavior changes, not because your income changed, but because your perception changed. Credit cards don't increase your wealth, they increase your ability to delay reality. The interest rate trap. Now let's talk about where credit card companies actually make their money. Interest. And not just any interest, high interest. As of 2025, the average credit card interest rate is around 24% per year. Let that sink in. If you buy something for $1,000 and don't pay it off in full, you're not paying $1,000 anymore. You're paying much more. Let's break it down. If you only make minimum payments on a $1,000 purchase, you could take years to pay it off and end up paying $1,300 or more. That extra $300, it didn't buy you anything. It went straight to the credit card company. And this is where most people get trapped. The minimum payment illusion. Ever noticed how your credit card bill shows a minimum payment? It looks small, manageable, easy. That's not a coincidence. It's one of the most powerful traps in the system. Because when you pay the minimum, most of that money goes toward interest, not the actual amount you spend. So your debt barely moves, but you feel like you're being responsible. Month after month, you stay stuck. This is called the minimum payment trap, and it's designed to keep you paying for as long as possible. Hidden costs and fees. Interest isn't the only way you lose money. There are hidden costs everywhere. Late payment fees, annual fees, over-limit charges, penalty APR increases. Miss one payment, and your interest rate can jump even higher. Some cards start with attractive 0% introductory offers. But after a few months, that rate can jump to 18%, 22%, or even higher. And most people don't even notice it happening because the details are buried in the fine print. Debt spiral and real consequences. Here's where things get serious. Credit card debt doesn't just cost money. It changes your life. It can lead to financial stress and anxiety, relationship problems, poor credit scores, limited future opportunities. In extreme cases, it can even lead to bankruptcy. And the worst part? It doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly, one swipe at a time. The truth about rewards. But what about cash back and rewards? This is the most common argument. And yes, rewards exist. But here's the reality. Most credit card rewards give you less than 5% back. Meanwhile, your interest rate could be 20% or more. So if you're carrying a balance, you're losing far more than you're gaining. It's like getting a small discount while paying a massive hidden fee. The rewards feel good, but they don't make you richer. Do credit cards build wealth? Another big myth. Credit cards help you build financial success. The truth? They don't build wealth. Your income, savings, and investments do. Yes, credit cards can help your credit score, but they are not the main factor. When you apply for a major loan, like a house or education loan, lenders look at your income, job stability, debt-to-income ratio, financial behavior, not just your credit card usage. So relying on credit cards as a financial strategy, that's a mistake. The real purpose of credit cards. So let's be honest. What are credit cards really? They are short-term loans. Nothing more. They allow you to spend money you don't currently have, with the promise of paying it back later. And if you fail to do that efficiently, you pay the price, big time. Because the moment you step outside that pay-in-full discipline, interest starts building silently in the background. Small at first, then compounding month after month. What looked like an easy purchase suddenly becomes an expensive liability. And that's the real nature of credit. It doesn't just give you money to spend, it pulls future income into the present. And if you're not careful, you end up paying tomorrow for what you enjoyed today. The exception. Now, to be fair, there are people who use credit cards responsibly. They pay their balance in full every month, avoid interest completely, use rewards strategically and with discipline. And yes, in those cases, credit cards can actually be a useful financial tool. But here's the reality. They are the minority. Most people don't operate like this. Most people don't track every expense so carefully. Most people don't pay the full balance on time every single month. And that's where the problem begins, because the system isn't designed for perfection. It's designed for behavior. And unfortunately, most people fall into the traps we just talked about without even realizing it. At the end of the day, credit cards are not evil, but they are powerful and dangerous if you don't truly understand how they work, because behind every swipe, there's a system designed to profit. They are built to benefit the issuer, not the user. And the biggest danger isn't the card itself. It's the illusion it creates. The illusion that you're richer than you are. The illusion that spending more is harmless. The illusion that rewards mean profit. But in reality, every extra dollar you spend without control, every balance you carry, every easy payment you delay, quietly moves money out of your pocket and into theirs. That's how the game works. Not loudly, not obviously, but slowly and consistently. And by the time most people realize it, they're already deep in it. That's why awareness is everything. Because once you see the system for what it is, you stop playing it blindly and you start taking back control. So next time you pull out your credit card, pause for a second and ask yourself, are you using the card or is the card using you? If you found this video valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because understanding money is the first step to controlling it.